Where do I begin with this game? IronSight is one of the best free-to-play games that I have played in a while. I know there's going to be people in the comments saying that Fortnite is a pretty good free-to-play game, which it is, don't get me wrong, but in reality, it's just a walking simulator where eventually you shoot somebody. It's not to say that I don't like the game, it's just the reality of what it is. IronSight isn't a walking simulator. If anything, it's more of an attack simulator where you're non-stop in the action. This game pins you against each other on one of two teams, the NAF or Eden. Eden is created by a threatened Russia in the near future. In the future, a volcano erupts and mixes with nuclear power plants that is destroyed to create a new form of energy. This new form of energy is mostly found by the US, who decides to use it for their benefit. Though they didn't think about attacking Russia, Russia felt that that's what was going to happen, thus they formed the team Eden. Eden wants to attack the NAF, which is the United Nations altogether. The reason for the attack is part world domination and part energy crisis, seeing as Russia does not have as much energy as the United Nations simply because they don't have this new form of energy. Though this game is focused around multiplayer, it's really nice to see that they have a storyline and they have a cutscene that plays when you do the tutorial. Speaking of the tutorial, it is possibly the quickest tutorial in one of these free-to-play shooters that I've seen ever. I finished it in about 3 minutes, which is honestly hilarious. If you already know how to play FPSs on your computer, then you really don't need to play the tutorial, considering they don't force you into it, and you can basically just skip over it and immediately hop right into the action. That is a great choice on IronSight's creator's part, and I would really just like to see more games do that. Now that we're done with the story section and the creation section, I would very much like to talk about the game's gameplay. IronSight has a lot of cool elements in it. You have kill streaks, you have weapon attachments, you have basically a lot of stuff that you'd see in a lot of modern shooters for $60, but instead this is free. And free is good. Free is always good, which means that this game is great, obviously. Has no flaws, right? Well, that's not quite the case. There are a couple of balancing issues that I would like to see changed, maybe, in fact, very hardly tweaked. There's something in the game called an escort drone, which you can see in this clip right here. It kills somebody immediately as soon as I die. What the escort drone does is follows you around, and once you die, it kicks into full gear, starts shooting at everybody around you who killed you, and sure, its health is minuscule, but when the thing can kill in 4 shots, considering you may have weakened the enemy, it is extremely overpowered. A couple of the guns in the game as well that are earnable, not through microtransactions, but through actually playing the game, are kind of overpowered, though I can expect that considering they're guns that you get at a later level. It's still in its early stages, it's in a beta build right now, and I don't expect it to be, the most balanced game ever, but just because it's free, I don't think that it deserves a pass on being balanced. As of right now in IronSight, you just click Game Selector and you hit it, go into a lobby, and once you're in this lobby, you have map choices, but there's no game mode options. It's all just map choices, and the game picks a random game mode for you. Do I like this? Not necessarily no, and not necessarily yes. It's awesome to see that nobody complains that we got search and destroy, or nobody complains that we got domination. It's actually really cool to see, considering that people are content with what game modes they play. Though I don't want to see this game fall to Destiny 2 syndrome, where longtime players want to play maybe Team Deathmatch, and they can't end up finding a game for it. They just keep getting put into search and destroy games. I guess that might be a nitpick, but then again, I haven't played the game long term. I've only really got first impressions. It would just be a nice feature to have. I'm sure you guys are wondering if there is a way to play this offline, and yes, there actually is. There are missions in this game. Missions don't give you as much stuff as the actual game would give you if you're playing multiplayer, but they still do give you things like gold, which can be used to buy everything in-game, except for a couple of microtransaction items, which are only cosmetics, so really no big deal there. But one thing I really want to finish up the discussion about this game with is just how good it feels. This game is really responsive. When you get a kill, you get 100+ on your screen and a really cool death noise, as well as a red hit marker. This really just makes you feel like you completed something, even though all you've done is got a measly kill on the 75 kills you need to win the game. Kill streaks in this game are also very nice. Despite the fact that they don't really do that good, the animations are very similar to a game like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which is great for me because that gives me a lot of nostalgia. The only thing that I really want to complain about is maybe the fact that nothing pops up when you call in the kill streak. Sure, you actually get the kill streak, but I would like to at least see like a +10 for assist teammate or something like that. Just a tiny little nitpick for an overall great game. I hope that they do decide to improve some of the things that I said in this video, and I do hope that you guys go and try to install it. This game is well worth your time, and I really think that it deserves to be extremely hyped, more hyped than it is right now. If you guys want a fun free-to-play game with your friends and they can run it as well as you can run it, please go check this out. I'm going to be making more videos on this game in the coming weeks, and I hope to see it improve. I love you guys. It's been LowSupport. Peace.